everybody, it's Renee from Tailspin Farm. I am a crocheter, knitter, spinner, dyer, and I raise and breed Angora rabbits. I've been doing the rabbits for about 15 years and everything else long before that. So I am glad you could join me today. I snuck away back into my garden area here. I've been spending a lot of time back here, and I was trying to get away from we live on a lake. My husband and I moved from our small hobby farm up here about 4.5 years ago to an inland lake in northern lower Michigan, kind of to our dream house. And it is Friday night, so the boats are kind of out. You're going to hear those out this way, but hopefully we don't get too much noise coming. But I snuck back here to the garden. I've been spending most of my time lately back here. We have a gorgeous garden, and I'll at the end of this video I will do a little video to show you what I've got going on behind me. I've got right here, you could see some of my flower and dye garden. It's right behind me, and then the regular garden is back that way. So it's been about a month or more since I have done any videos. Again, things have been busy. I have been canning and freezing food. We did more than double our garden this year, the space that we were using, and so we have lots and lots and lots of stuff coming. And of course, here in Michigan, we have been hot. I think this is the hottest summer that I can remember in a very, very long time. Having the rabbits kind of helps me to remember, because when it gets over 80 or so, I put frozen water bottles in with my rabbits. They are in cages right now, and so I make sure they stay cool. And pretty much since the beginning of June, other than the last week or so, I have been doing constant water bottles every day, sometimes twice a day. So that has been a challenge. We have been in the 90s most of the time, high 80s, 90s. We did have a couple days last week that were in the 60s, which were lovely, and it gives you the feel for fall. Our nights have cooled way down. We've actually been in the 40s this week, so that's the balance of Michigan weather. I had a friend from down south this winter ask me, she had a niece moving up here for the summer, or up into the northern part. I think she was actually going to be in Minnesota area. And she was wondering about the weather in the summer, and I said, well, you pack for everything, because you never know. We have actually been in the UP when it's close to snowing in June. So, and of course with the lakes all around us, it changes the weather. But we have had a super hot summer, which I think is why my garden has done what it's done this year. So I'll show you that. I just wanted to pop in and say hi and hope everybody's doing well. I don't have a ton to show you. I do have one finished object. It's a crochet project that I finished. And I have another project that I'm not going to film it. I almost filmed it, but I decided for my own mental well-being not to. I've been raising Angora rabbits for over 15 years now, and I have these grand plans for a colony at some point here, but I still haven't gotten that far. So my rabbits are in cages still, and this year I decided that I was going to make things a little bit simpler with the cages, and I put in a gravity-fed watering system for the rabbits. And so I bought all the equipment, and I had it for like 2 weeks, and I couldn't wrap my brain around what it was going to look like with our setup. And finally one day I went for a walk, and it dawned on me how to do it. And so I came back and I started working on it. It was Monday this week, and so I got it finished, and it's amazing. And I wish I would have done it 15 years ago when I got 3 rabbits to start, or I got 2 rabbits to start, and then we added another one quickly. You don't think about all the years of rabbit bottles, and then once you get quite a few rabbits with all the equipment and the water bottles that you put money into, you don't really want to just stop. But now I wish I would have. So I I might pop a picture on Instagram of how the system looks on one of the cages, but it was really simple and easy. I just used a 5-gallon bucket, and I used 50 feet of the hose line, and then I just bought the nipples and the T connectors through Amazon. The reason I am not going to do a video or show a bunch of it right now is because I know animals are sometimes a trigger thing for people, and I have gotten yelled at before from pictures that people have seen saying those cages aren't big enough, or your rabbit shouldn't be doing that, or whatever. And I'm just not in the mood right now. So I thought I'd save myself that. A lot of people don't like rabbits being in cages. And honestly, here, I need to have them somewhere safe. We live on the edge. This is all state land back here. And I actually, that's a whole nother story, but we have critters. And I am, for the first time in 18 years, I am without chickens. I had my 6 hens up here when we moved, and I've had 6 hens, and a coon took out my entire flock except for one in about a 2-week period in June. And so I sent my one little last hen to the neighbors. She took it to her son's farm for me so that she wouldn't be out here all alone. And coons are very sneaky, and I just and I had a chicken tractor, and it was secure. Again, we've been up here 4.5 years, and I've never had so many issues. And actually, in 18 years of raising chickens, I have never had so many issues. They literally like ripped open a door, and he pulled some fencing off one of the areas, and I tacked it back down, and I think he got back in the same way. So I don't have chickens right now either, and so that is one of the reasons why my rabbits aren't out here yet, because I want to make sure that when I do that, that it is done well and that it's safe for the rabbits. I would be devastated if anything happened to my rabbits like that. So that is one of the reasons, and all of that stuff takes time and money, and so I just have not gotten to the colony yet, and I still hope to. I have lots of ideas in my brain of how that would work out here. Actually, there's a space that I'm sitting in front of where my chickens were back over here, and it would make a really nice area for a rabbit colony, with a small shed and then an area for them to be outside. But I also have both boys and girls, and I want to be able to separate them and breed them on my time, not on theirs, because rabbits really do breed a lot. So rabbits can have babies every 31 days. So I don't want 150 rabbits back here. So that's why I'm taking my time with that. But I will try to remember to post a picture on my Instagram page of the gravity fed system that I did. Speaking of Instagram, I am on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me at Tailspin Farm. And I am mainly on Instagram right now. I don't get on Facebook much unless I'm just posting over there through Instagram. So I'm trying to get over that hurdle. I may start doing some lives on Facebook soon. All the business coaches tell you that's what you need to do if you want to do something with your business. And I'm still holding on to this dream of my Angora rabbits and some of the stuff I create with them. And so I may be on Facebook coming up soon. I'll make sure to let you know. If I do go live, I will be letting people know on Instagram and stuff, and then posting on my business page on Facebook. You can find me there and follow me there. If you like these videos, please subscribe down below. Click the button and like these videos. That helps me out on YouTube to know, where I'm at on that. And if you ever have a question or want to see a specific video, please let me know down below in the comments. I enjoy and love teaching people about the skills that I have acquired over the last 30 years. So yeah, with that, I think that was all I was going to talk about, was the rabbit water. we'll get into, I have one finished object, and then the other two things, one of them I know you've seen a couple times now. I haven't gotten very far on it, but so, and he actually isn't completely finished yet. I just finished him off today, and the reason I wanted to get this video done today is because he's a gift and I need it tomorrow. So this is my pride and joy. Let's see, there we go. I still have to tie off stuff, as you can see, but this is Baby Yoda, obviously. This is what he looks like. So this has been a challenge for me. So again, I've been crocheting for over 30 years now. My mother-in-law taught me when my husband and I were dating, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with creating, and I crocheted ever since. So, you know, my skills with crocheting are pretty good, at least I thought. And I got into this pattern. I'm not going to share the pattern because I wasn't a big fan of the pattern, and I'll explain a little why. But if you really want to know the pattern, you can DM me and I will tell you what it is. But I wasn't a fan of how it was written, and so as I'm starting this project, there were a few things here and there. Just the way she wrote the pattern itself, right from the get-go. And crocheters know that there are certain ways that you like to read patterns, and how they flow and read makes a difference on how you understand it. And so this pattern was not at all like that for me. I started reading it, and right from the get-go, I'm like, ooh, I would have worded that different, or you know, I would have written that this way. That was just my own personal, this is how I read it. So it started out that way, and then I got to points where I honestly couldn't even figure out. And she was really good with pictures. She had a lot of pictures. This is like a 26-page pattern, and I did buy it off from Etsy. It was a paid pattern. So that was the first thing. And then I had problems with his fingers. I ended up, and a lot of the stuff I did change a little bit, because I tried with his hands. I tried and tried and tried to do what she was saying, and I couldn't. I just absolutely could not do it. And I got so discouraged that I put it down for, you know, a few days, and I thought, well, this is ridiculous. You know, I need to get this done. Which reminds me, this is for my nephew's graduation. Our family are big Star Wars. Sorry, we're Star Trek fans too, but Star Wars fans. And I prefer the 70s Star Wars, but that's a whole nother discussion. But my nephew and my brother-in-law are massive Star Wars fans, and so my nephew has all kinds of stuff, and they collect things, and so I thought this would just be the funniest addition to his collection. So that's who this is for. And so I needed to get it done. His open house is tomorrow, and so I need to have it done by tomorrow. And of course my husband's been saying, you're going to push it right down to the wire, aren't you? And I keep saying, no. Well, of course here I am the night before, and I still have to tie off and put a button on his jacket, but he knows me well. So as I get frustrated and I put the pattern down and I came back to it, and finally I ended up just doing the fingers a different way. I took what she had said and kind of jerry-rigged it into what I could do, and I had a few more issues here and there, and then about a quarter of the way in, I finally got to a part where I read the sentence, and I'm like, and I had to go ask my husband, I'm like, does this make sense to you? And he's like, no. So it was almost like it was a grammatical error, that the sentence wasn't even, I couldn't understand what she was saying. So I thought, okay, maybe it's just the pattern. And then I posted on Instagram, you know, that I was struggling so much, and one of the my followers on there, one of the gals said, well, maybe it's written in European version. And I thought, well, maybe that's possible. I have had issues with that. If you guys remember a few videos back, I had, my cats, hello Buster, a few episodes back, I had the Edwards Menagerie book, and I had made the bunny rabbit that was supposed to be about this big, and my bunny rabbit was gigantic. And I figured out about 3/4 of the way through that was written in European directions. So their single crochet is written as a DC, our double crochet. So I didn't think about that. So I went back. Sorry, that's my cat. Go away, Buster. I did not think about that. So I thought, no, I think this is right, but let me go look. So I got on and I checked the reviews of the pattern. There were a couple there, and everybody thought the pattern was really cute. Nobody said they had issues, but no one said that they knit it either, or crocheted it. Sorry, that was another issue I had with this. No one said they had crocheted or made it. So I wasn't sure if they just were reviewing the picture that she had posted, that it looked really cute, or what. But she was, that's another reason I'm not gonna, I don't want to slam this too much, because she was from Italy. And so it could be just a variance in language differences. So that's kind of what I'm putting it at. But then I came to a section that said knit to the end of the row. This is not a knitting project, it's a crochet project. So that made me think maybe she hadn't had someone go through and just, you know, proofread it and maybe test crochet it for her. So those are just my thoughts on that. I had a few issues with the feet, but finally got those looking like they're supposed to look. And once I got through that, most of this was pretty simple. Even the detail, which one of my cheeks is a little bit different, but there's detail in you can see the eyebrows. That's done with just yarn and some pins set up, and you go around and you stitch it. And there were no written instructions for that. She had pictures for each step. So it wasn't hard, but I was worried I wouldn't be able to do it, but it worked out fine. So this is my finished object for the month. This is about all I've done, this and gardening. So and again, if you do want the pattern, you can direct message me on Instagram, and I'd be glad to tell you who it is and where to find her. So I did use just Red Heart yarn on this. The green is called Tea Leaf, and this is just called Buff. So those are just Red Heart yarns on that project. My work in progress, my WIP, is still I had talked about, I think in the last video, that I have not been into a Joann's or a Hobby Lobby or a yarn shop since February, and I still have not. I just haven't been going. And here in Michigan, we're pretty locked down tight right now. And it's getting tighter, so it's going to be real interesting coming up here, but we're not going to talk about that. So this is a project that I ordered through Lions brand yarn, and I actually ended up ordering 3 kits from them, and I found a couple more that I'm really interested in. For me, the fact that I'm not going into a yarn store to go touch yarn and look at yarn and stuff, I kind of like the idea of ordering the pattern with the yarn that it was written for the pattern. It's made things kind of easy for me right now, and I like easy right now. My brain has just, I think everybody's had that COVID confusion, and so it makes things easier. So this was one of the patterns that I ordered. It is the Happy at Home hoodie, and the patterns are all black and white, so it's kind of hard to see. And I think Lion Brand has changed their website also. I've only been on it once since they've changed it, but they've done some changes on that with different things. I think it's easier to use. But this is on their website, and it uses the Kobu or Kubu yarn, and this is in the color denim. So this, I think I had finished. This is the front panel, and this is a crochet pattern. So it's going to be a front panel, a back panel, long sleeves, and then there's a hood that attaches to the back. So I've got the front panel done, and I am on the back panel. And I think the last time I videoed, I was working on the ribbing down below. So I've gotten some done on it. Now that Yoda is finished and my life is less stressful, I'll be working on this. I have 3 of these Lion Brand kits, and I am hoping to be wearing some serious homemade sweaters this fall. So I live for that. So I have 2 crocheted sweaters and I have 1 knit sweater. That will be my first ever full knit sweater. So that one I haven't touched yet. And it's just a plain crew neck knit sweater. I may start it this week. Now that I have Yoda done, I may start that one, and then I'll put it in the video next time. So, and my bag is from the Michigan Fiber Festival down in Allegheny County. I think that's what it's called. And this came from Allegheny Fiber Arts. I bought this last year. My daughter-in-law and I went. And of course, those are all canceled this year. I missed, actually it would have been, I think it would have been next weekend would have been the festival. It's always in August, and we've gone the last few years together, I think. So I miss the fiber festivals and the gatherings and stuff. I know that a lot of them have, and I haven't checked this one, I should check it out because it's coming up soon, and maybe they've already done it, but a lot of them are having the online vendor fairs. And so if you are looking to support those people who have probably lost a lot of income this year, that's one way to do it. If you have a local state fiber arts or fiber festival, you can get on their website and they should give you a link to all the vendors that were going to be there or that are involved in it, and you should be able to order off from their websites. And I know some of them were doing specials depending on when their fiber festival was, so that might be something for you to look into if you're in need of a cute little bag to put your stuff in, or you know, just are getting interested in fiber arts. That's one way to do it. You can see all of the things that are typically at a fiber festival on their website. So that is that one. The next one is a brand new one that I've started, and this is also a Lion Brand kit, and this is, let me find the picture. I think this one's in black and white also. Nope, this one is in color. And this is the sweater coat cardigan, and it is just a really heavy tied cardigan that looked so cozy to me. This is designed by Mama in a Stitch, and I found her on Instagram after I ordered this, and she has a few others that I have one in particular, I can't remember the name of it, I'll try to remember, that I want to make. It's a longer cardigan, and so I got this right through the Lion Brand website, and with the recommended yarn, which is the Color Made Easy yarn. It's just that, and this is in the color Basalt, and it's a gray, dark gray. So, and when you order these, you get, that's the one thing that has changed with Lion Brand. They used to, this sweater that I just showed you, in the box that you get the yarn that you need, the amount of skeins, you pick your size, and then they send you the pattern already printed out. I ordered this one more recently, and it was after the website had changed, and I got my box and there was no pattern in it, and I'm like, oh, they forgot to put my pattern in. Well, then I started doing some searching, and went back to my receipt and said, go here, click here. Sorry, the cat's back. Click here to print out your pattern. So this box came with yarn, and I did order, they have recommended extras that you can get with the pattern. I did order some big darning needles because I was in need, and I ordered the big hook. So you can never have too many hooks. And then I had to go into my receipt to print out the pattern. So that's how it's changed. I think that was one of the things that has changed. So this is going to be a very quick crochet project. I just started this last week, I think. And this is the back panel. And it's going to work up pretty quick. It's using an 8mm hook, which I think is like a P. It's not a P. Let me look and see here. An L. So this is an L hook. So it's a pretty big hook. And this yarn is pretty thick. So this is going to be a very quick put together. This is a back panel, 2 side panels, the sleeves, and then the tie. So I would guess that probably by September this one's going to be done for me. I'm going to focus on it and get it done. But it just looks so cozy, and I wanted something to wear in the fall around here, you know, when you don't want a winter coat yet, but it's still chilly enough. So this is going to be a nice heavy sweater to do. So I think that's it in regards to my spinning or my crochet and knitting. I have not been spinning lately. I have quite a bit of Angora yarn or Angora fiber. I have it carded and ready to go, and I haven't spun. A lot of that is because I've been out in the garden so much lately. So I am working on my website. You can find my website at tailspinfarm.com. I have my shop open on my website. I have some of my stuff on there. I am slowly trying to get some more of my stuff on there. I have quite a few pieces made, finished, completed. I have pictures done for them. I need to go in and put them on the website. So I have, and I may do, when I do my lives on Facebook, this may be one of the things that I talk about is my jewelry that I make with the Angora yarn. I am wearing a pair of my Angora earrings right now. This is just a felted Angora ball, and this is one of the styles that I do. So you can find some stuff online, and I'm hoping, and I think I said that's at the end of the last video, I'm hoping to have more on there. And I hope that I can continue working towards getting the website up and running more regularly. It is running, it's on there. I just don't have all my stuff on there yet. So that's what I'm going to focus on this fall, is getting more of that stuff in. I am doing it's not a show. We have a farm, a local farm here, who opened essentially a farmer's market on their property. They put up a shed and they started selling farm-raised meats, and they've exploded, obviously, with the way the world is. And so she is doing a grand opening day. It'll be outdoors. Hopefully it doesn't get canceled. I don't think it will right now, but again, the chains are starting to tighten. That's a whole nother video. But hopefully she will still have that. So that is at the end of August. I will be spending a day over at her farm, and I will be spinning. I'm planning on taking a rabbit or 2 with me. So I will be there. It's the last Saturday in August. I don't know what day that is, but that is my plans right now. Again, keep your eye out on Instagram and Facebook if you're interested. I may be doing some lives coming up if I can work myself into those. And keep an eye out for, I use Instagram to anytime I have new stuff coming out, or the website's being refilled, or whatever it is, it goes on Instagram. So that's mainly where I'm at. So again, it's Tailspin Farm on all the social media platforms. You can find me. So I hope you guys are all having a wonderful, beautiful summer like I am. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. And I hope to be back here sooner than a month. We will see what the garden brings me and where we're at. But I hope you have a beautiful weekend, and I will pop in a video here of my garden for you so you guys can see how amazing it is. Oh, and that's the other thing. I'll try to do a video on this, but my garden, we live on a lake and we are sand. That's most of what our yard is sand. We have a hard time keeping grass going, and we have spots that we had a brand new septic system put in a couple years ago, and where all the trucks have driven through the yard, I just can't get grass to come back because it kind of brought the sand up. So the amazing thing about my garden is that it was sand, and I use all my bunny manure. I put it on our garden, and the beauty and bonus of any rabbit manure is that it is not a hot manure, so you can put it directly into your garden, on your plants and whatever, and it makes amazing dirt. So I'll show you my kind of sort of done compost pile in the back here. Hubby's going to be building me something with sides so it looks a little bit more contained, but essentially I clean my rabbit cages every week, and then it goes out there, and then it goes into the garden at some point, or into the flower bed back here. So just a little hint and tip: if you want some beautiful gardens, you might want to start raising a few rabbits just for their manure. It's amazing. So I hope you guys have a beautiful weekend. Thanks for joining me. Bye.